So now we are in March and our New Year's resolutions have faded. Our passion projects are losing a little bit of momentum, and we don't really have anybody rooting us on to do the things that we've been wanting to do and have been doing. I know how it is. And today we're going to talk about that feeling of like lack of oomph or misdirection, or I don't even know the word, but you guys know exactly the feeling I'm talking about. Let's talk about it. So, welcome back to the XVLN Hideout. My name is Ghost. If you guys have never been here before, I'm super excited you guys are here. This is a series called Mondays Matter. And believe it or not, we are on episode 15. It's one of those things that I never was going to start, and I just did. And it's been very cool so far. This is a series where we talk about how your Monday doesn't have to suck, how Monday is another opportunity to do something amazing, and how we should look at Mondays a little bit differently and try to switch the perspective in our mind around and make it so that we're not looking at a specific day as a reason to not succeed, but how we're looking at a specific day, any day, as a reason to be able to succeed. That's Monday. So even though a lot of people say, thank God it's Friday, maybe after this series, you can say, thank God it's Monday. I don't even want to go super long today. I just want to talk about you guys feeling, like I said earlier, that lack of oomph, that lack of meaning. You guys are doing things that you're passionate about, and you don't have a bunch of people in your circle rooting you on. Like, you don't have the people, like if you were working as a manager at Starbucks with your friends, you don't have people saying like, don't worry, you're just having a bad day, you got this, like you're killing it, you're doing great, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Because not everybody believes that right now. And it's hard when you're doing something that you want to do, and then you have those moments and those days and those weeks or months or however long that you're feeling like, you know what, maybe this isn't it. And maybe it's not. But most of the time you're just feeling a little bit burnt out in that moment, and you're looking for some sort of like recognition amongst your sphere, like somebody to tell you like, dude, you're doing a great job, you got this, I believe in you. And we have all these things in our head of what we want things to sound like, and it's just not there. But that's okay, because that's a huge part of going out on a limb, going against the grain, doing things that not everybody is doing even, it's hard sometimes. It's hard to just get in there and get all of your work done, because when you have those moments, sometimes you need people in your life to keep you grounded. But what I want to talk about today was keeping yourself grounded, was changing up a little bit of the process of how you do what you do, so that you're not relying on somebody else to continue to root you on to get through that finish line, because sometimes you might have to push yourself through the finish line, and people aren't going to see you until you're actually through it. And what that looks like is a couple things. Number one is re-personalize your process. This is very simple. Don't compare yourself to other people's journey. The only reason why this should be acceptable is if you are looking to see how far you've come and you want to congratulate yourself. But most of the time we are comparing ourselves to other people's journeys. Maybe they're going a little bit further in the moment, maybe they have a little burst, maybe they are just doing really well, and that's okay. That happens from time to time. And we're feeling very down because we see that our numbers aren't lining up. It has nothing to do with this person. They are literally doing their own thing, and even though it looks like they're doing exactly the same thing as you, they're not. That's what I wanted to tell you. Like, you guys might be working the exact same day job and doing the same dream job. It's still different. Why? Because you are so much different than they are. Individually, you guys are different. So you're gonna have different variables in your life that is gonna make your journey different. So re-personalize your process and realize you have your own unique process to worry about, and don't worry about anybody else's. Number two is gonna be to reground yourself. Why did you start doing this? What is the reason that keeps you going and has kept you going for as long as you've been going? And you need to rethink about that reason. When you reground yourself, you have another, it's almost like a second chance. You have that wind that you didn't have just 2 weeks ago, because you're like, oh my gosh, dude, like all I needed was somebody to tell me why I started this. Now, what this might look like for you, since you don't have somebody to tell you, write down the reason why you do what you do. Write it down, tell somebody, whether it's somebody that's close to you or not, let somebody else know. Maybe you should even put it out on YouTube or IGTV and let everybody know what your why is, why you do what you do, and then you can go back and watch that video to hold yourself accountable. So when you're in these moments, you can be like, dude, this is why I'm doing this. I can't stop now. Once you reground yourself, it's gonna be very hard to get you unmotivated. You got this. Number 3 is gonna be refocusing your priorities. Refocusing, do you know what this looks like? This looks like zoning in on one thing at a time. We say here, better than yesterday, one stream at a time, one day at a time. Do you know why that is the motto for my content? Because it is a successful way for me to continually, day by day, knock things out, because my focus is very narrowed in and focused on one specific thing, so I don't get overwhelmed easily. It is very easy to get overwhelmed, especially when you're doing something that you've never done before and you've never pursued something to this extent. So refocus and think about one thing at a time. Now, should you look at things as the big picture? Of course, so that way you can move towards that main goal. But I'm talking about every single day. Every single day, you can't be thinking about that big picture, or else you get overwhelmed with all of these different things you're supposed to be doing at the same time. Instead, think about the things as they come and knock those things out so you can celebrate those victories and use that passion to keep pushing forward into the next thing. That's literally it, guys. We have repersonalize your process. Don't compare yourself to other people. Reground yourself. Go back to the reason why you started and reminisce on that, and then refocus your priorities so that you only focus on one thing at a time and knock it out. Thank you guys so much for being here and listening to another video. Maybe you should share this today with somebody else who needs this. We are through 15 episodes of Mondays Matter, and it has been a pleasure doing these videos with you. Now, this isn't gonna be the last video. I don't want it to make it seem like I'm ending the series, but for right now, the series is gonna be on a small break. I'll definitely let you guys know. What I wanna do is I wanna come out with Mondays Matter, but it's not gonna be every single Monday. We have a lot of other content planned and some ideas that I wanna implement. And it's just too hard to spread myself thin because I want to be able to bring the most value to you guys, and I feel like I can't do that if I'm kind of like halfway in a bunch of different projects. So we're gonna be going a different route on a couple things. I hope you enjoyed today. This Monday to Monday, this is the focus. These 3 things I really want you guys to try to implement, and I want you to share with your friends that they can implement these things. And don't be scared to lift up your friends from time to time. There's gonna be moments where you're just like, somebody comes to your mind. When that person comes to your mind, send them a quick message. Just get in there real quick, text them, get their number, whatever it is. Send them a quick message, just be like, hey, I just want you to know, I know what it's like. It's rough. I believe in you. You got this. And maybe that day they're feeling amazing. They're like, hey man, I'm doing great, but thank you for the message. Then they're fine. But chances are they're gonna be like, wow, I really needed to hear this, and there was nobody there to tell me. So just remember that you could be that someone for somebody else. Don't be scared to tell people that they're amazing and that what they're doing is affecting people in a positive way, and to keep going with it, because it really does mean a lot. When people send me stuff like that, I'm like, dude, I so needed this today. So think about that as well. All the links you guys need will be down in the comments below. Check me out on Instagram or Twitter or any of those other places. I would love to talk to you guys offline. And I hope you guys are very blessed. I hope you have an amazing day or night, depending on where you're at in the world. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.